Hey, what is up, everybody? Woo! Let's recap yesterday, shall we? My first ever college basketball player prop video. I'm super mad because my Wi-Fi and stuff was being whacked yesterday, so I got it posted super late, and I know a lot of people didn't get to do the lines, but it was still a really good day. Made $250 yesterday. I had a 5-slip that pushed on one of them, so I got 50 out of this 5-slip. And then my brother, I convinced him to sign up for Underdog and stuff yesterday. I won him $200. So pretty good day for us yesterday. Recapping my picks from that video. Wendell Moore was my lock of the day. He hit. He needed 12.5 points. I believe he got 17 or 16. He hit both my Paulo lines, his under on his rebounds and over on his points hit. Both of my Trevor Keel lines hit his under on rebounds and over on three-pointers. Mark Williams ended up getting 6 boards. He needed 7. Oche, the guard for Kansas, he ended up hitting his points pretty easily. David McCormick is a big mismatch for them, like I suspected. He hit his points easily. Taz Sherman pushed on his threes. He needed 2, and he hit 2. And then Jalen Bridges got 0 rebounds in the first half, and then ended up getting 4 in the second half. So if he could have got anything in the first half, that would have helped a lot. Making us 7.5 and 2 in yesterday's player props for college basketball. I'll go 7.5 because I pushed on that Taz Sherman 3-point line. But let's get into today. We've got some all-star game action coming your guys' way. Okay, so before I even go over anything for the all-star game, I highly recommend you guys don't bet on the all-star game. It's basically a scrimmage, and you never know what could happen in an all-star game, really. I mean, last year, LeBron only played 13 minutes last year in the all-star game. Like, something like that could happen, or maybe Steph goes, hey guys, I want to add an All-Star Game MVP to my resume. Let's give me as many shots as I can. Anything can really happen in the All-Star Game, really. I mean, there's no analytical backup statistics you can really do for anything. So I just want to put that out there. Don't be mad at me if I get something super wrong, or if I get something super right. Don't call me a wizard or something. Like, I'm just going to go off of a little bit of data that I have and just call out some lines. Alright, so let's start off with our lock of the day, shall we? And my lock of the day is actually going to be an under. Nikola Jokic is under 12.5 points. Nikola Jokic is a 3-time All-Star. He was an All-Star 2021, 2020, and 2019. In all 3 of those games, he didn't even touch double digits. 6 points, 5 points, 6 points. I have to think that Nikola Jokic has got to be the under of the day. Again, anything could happen, but he hasn't even come close to that line in his recent All-Star history. So I'd have to go under on Nikola Jokic 12.5 as my lock of the day. And of course, as I'm saying that he just now got bumped down to 11.5. So maybe they see something too, and they're gonna maybe lower that a little bit. But at the moment, when I'm recording this video, under on Nikola Jokic's points. Okay, let's start with Team Braun. So, obviously the big one, the one that they have buffed the biggest, is Joel Embiid. They've got him for over 23.5 points and over on 34.5 PRA. Joel is a 4-time All-Star, 1 time in 2021, but he got COVID, and so he didn't play in the 2021 game. So the only time he's really even come relatively close to his points line was in 2020. He had 22 points, which still doesn't hit it, but it's close. 2019 he had 10 points, and in 2018 he had 19 points. So really hasn't gotten all that close in his points line. And it's even farther away in his PRA. His PRA is, the best was in 2020. He had 33 PRA. 2019 he had 23. And 2018 he had 28. So I really don't like any of Joel Embiid's lines. But I know he's been a menace this year. Last year he got really close. I didn't see why this year he couldn't get close to his points. If you wanted to go over on his points, 23.5, wouldn't be a bad bet. And I think under on his PRA would be the best bet for him. All right, next up for Team Braun. Obviously, there's a lot of guys this year that this is their first All-Star team. For example, Ja Morant, Andrew Wiggins, LaMelo Ball. This is only Cat's second. DeJounte Murray's first. Let's see, Darius Garland's first. Fred VanVleet's first. Jared Allen's first. A lot of firsts in this year's All-Star game with a lot of injuries to some bigger name guys. Now, as far as Ja Morant goes, they've got him set at 21.5 points. Now, I like this line for Ja. If there's anyone out there on this team that's going to have fun during an All-Star game and go crazy, it's probably Ja Morant. There's probably going to be a lot of lobs thrown this man's way. He's probably going to have a lot of fun out there. I anticipate Ja Morant to probably be one of the few guys that I go over on today as far as his points go, because Ja Morant's basically Russell Westbrook, and Westbrook always went crazy in All-Star game. So I anticipate John Morant to have a pretty good game today at 28.5. Next up is LaMelo, another first-year guy. An All-Star game with LaMelo Ball might as well be a perfect fit in a match made in heaven. LaMelo Ball is going to throw a whole lot of alley-oops. He's going to get a lot of rebounds that are long rebounds from long shots taken and stuff like that, crazy shots taken. And he's gonna probably hit a couple of crazy threes. This is an All-Star game and LaMelo Ball is his perfect fit. I anticipate him, not necessarily, his points isn't a bad idea either, but I like his points, rebounds, and assists the most because he's going to be up there throwing a lot of assists to a lot of people, or throwing a lot of lobs to a lot of people. He's going to be getting his rebounds, and I'm sure he's going to get a bucket or two here and there. So I love LaMelo Ball over on his PRA, 19.5. Next up, I got Karl-Anthony Towns. Only his second All-Star game, believe it or not. In his first one in 2019, he had 11 points. I'd have to think he could get probably close to that again, especially after he just won the All-Star, the three-point competition. So I'd anticipate him. He's probably going to throw up a couple of threes just for funsies, just for giggles. So 12.5 points for Karl-Anthony Towns, I feel like is a pretty solid over. So I like over on Karl-Anthony Towns, 12.5 points. Rounding out for Team Braun for the lines that I like is going to be Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, they've got him set at 7.5 rebounds. He's a three-time All-Star. In 2020, he had 11 boards. He played a pretty good amount of minutes. So in 2021, not as many minutes, but still got to 7. I'd anticipate the same kind of thing today for him to get a solid amount of rebounds, solid amount of points for Rudy Gobert. A solid amount of rebounds, a solid amount of minutes for Rudy Gobert. Obviously, the best rebounder in the NBA. He'll be out there getting a lot of the missed shots because they're going to throw up a lot of shots. So there's a lot of chances for rebounds. So I like Rudy Gobert over on his 7.5 rebounds. Okay, now for Team Braun. Let's talk about LeBron for a second. LeBron has fluctuated a lot within the last couple of hours. They had his assists at 8. Then they bumped it down to 7.5. Then they bumped it down to 7. Then they bumped it back up to 8.5. So now he needs 9 assists. In his entire, or not entire, I didn't go back to his entire, he's like 16-year All-Star. In his last 8 All-Star games, he has never gone over 9 assists. Never. He's never gotten a 9 assist. In his last 8, he's had 4, 6, 4, 8, 1, 7, 7, 7. I don't anticipate him to be able to hit that assist line. Also, last year, he only played 13 minutes. I think the more and more he gets into these All-Star games, the less and less they really matter to him. He's just going to let other guys play, younger guys play. I don't anticipate LeBron to be able to get this 8.5 assist line, so let's go under on LeBron's 8.5 assists. Steph Curry. Now, they've got his threes set at 4.5. I went back to every single All-Star game Steph Curry has ever played. He chucks up a lot of threes. In 2014, he threw up 11. 2015, he threw up 10, then 13, 11, 11, 17, and 16, including 1 year he was injured in 2020, so he didn't play that game. The amount of times he has hit over on his 4.5 threes, only 3 times. 3 times in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 8 appearances, he has only hit it 3 times. Now, last year he hit 8 of them. So he went 8 for 16. That was by far his best shooting year in the All-Star game, and by a long shot. I mean, he was shooting around 20-30% in all those other games. Now, Steph has been struggling to shoot the ball of late. I don't trust it. Obviously, he's the best shooter in the world. He just broke the all-time record. It's set at 4.5. He's only hit that 3 times, and of late, he's not really been shooting the ball really well. You don't have to take my advice, but I don't think Steph Curry can get to 5 threes today. Simply for the fact he just hasn't really been shooting the ball very well, and history says in the All-Star game he really doesn't shoot it all that well either. So I'm going to go under on 4.5 threes made for Steph Curry. Now, the last bet of the day for Team LeBron is going to be Giannis. Now, they've got him set at 26.5 points, so they've bumped him since this morning. In his 5-game career as an All-Star, in 2017 he had 30 points, 2018 he had 16, 2019 he had 38, 2021 he had 25, 2020 he had 25, and 2020 he had 25, and in 2021 he had 35. So in 3 of his 5 All-Star games, he has crushed his scoring line. I would kind of anticipate him to do the same thing again tonight. When it comes to the All-Star game, Giannis likes to play hard. He likes to go out there, he likes to get buckets, and he's also, who would you rather throw a lob to than anyone in the NBA than Giannis Antetokoumnpo? So he's also playing for Team Braun, like I said, which I anticipate LeBron James to not really play that many minutes today and maybe pass the torch a little bit to Giannis. So It's going to be my only confident over for the day. It's going to be over on Giannis's 20, and it's now 26.5 points for 27 on the day for Giannis. All right, guys, at the end of the video, which means you're going to get my favorite picks of the day, which aren't many. It's not going to be 5, like I said, because I don't want you guys to necessarily bet on the All-Star game, but so many people were asking me for an All-Star game video, so here it is. My favorite, coming in at number 1, is going to be Nikola Jokic under on his 11.5 points. Coming in at number 2, it's going to be LeBron James under 9 assists. I just don't think he's going to be on the court long enough, and really, the history shows he does not really get that many assists in the All-Star game. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Giannis Antetokoumnpo over on his 27 points. He likes to get buckets in the All-Star game. No reason to think why he can't do it again today. Number 4, I'm going to go over on Ja Morant's 20.5 points. He's going to have a field day out there. He's going to be catching a lot of alley-oops, going to get a lot of buckets. I anticipate Ja Morant to have a pretty good game today. Let's see what happens for the first-year All-Star. And at number 5, a fellow first-year All-Star. Like I said, I just think there's nothing better fit than LaMelo Ball in an All-Star game. Flashy, swaggy. I mean, if there's anybody out there on the court that can sauce it up, it's LaMelo Ball. So over on LaMelo Ball's 19.5 PRA. Alright guys, that's going to be today's video. Once again, I'm not recommending that you bet on the All-Star game. It's too iffy, it's not statistical, it's not a real game, I mean, it's just a scrimmage for them to just go out there and have some fun with some of the best players in the world. Now, that being said, I only made this video because of such high demand and so many people asking for it, so that's why I made this video. Went back, did as much as I could for an All-Star game as you think you possibly can. But I mean, if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. It is what it is. That being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.